Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with the Facebook Live update on this Monday evening, Monday night. I hope everybody's Monday evening is going well. So far, so good on my end. Certainly a lot quieter and a lot better than what my Sunday night went like, that's for sure. And probably the case maybe for some of you as well. And those would be those of you who have power, thinking about those who are without power. And of course, when we say that, not only am I thinking about those without power in our neck of the woods in West Michigan, but also those who are up north, because of course that is where things really, really are nasty as well. But of course for a different reason, right? And that being for the ice storm that created so much problem up there and so many power outages. Getting things set up here just to make sure that we're ready to go. And here we go. I think I'm going to get ready here. And hold on just a moment. There we go. All right, now we're in business. You see what we have on the agenda here? Thanks, everybody, for coming into the room. The tornado count, by the way, from Sunday evening is now up to 4. Tornado count is up to 4. I haven't posted on that yet on my Facebook page. By the way, we're also on YouTube Live. So I'm going to have to rename this Facebook and YouTube Live. So we're also on the News Channel 3 YouTube page, which, by the way, I did some streaming along with Will last night on both of those platforms as well. So hope you're joining us on either Facebook Live or on YouTube Live right now. That tornado count is up to 4. Up to 4. 3 of them from the Grand Rapids office, and then 1 from the office in northern Indiana. So here's the latest on the 4 now confirmed tornadoes that came from those storms that ripped across the area, a little more than 24 hours ago, let's say 25, 26, 27 hours ago. Chilly cold water, Jeanette, thank you for checking in. I did see that picture, by the way, Jeanette. We're sort of trying to check in on that too. David, good evening to you. Pretty minimal impacts in Holland. Thanks for checking in. Shannon, hello. Oh, good to have your power back on. So it must have gone off, and I'm glad it got back on there too. You're right, Jackson with 96 mile per hour winds there at the airport there in Jackson, Ryan. That was the peak wind of all of the winds. There were, I don't know what we're up to now. Let me take a look at this and see if I can quick call this up on the storm prediction site, storm prediction center here. For storm reports from yesterday. This will give it to me here. Right now, up to 506 reports of high wind and wind damage from those storms. The bulk of that was in the southern half of lower Michigan, including us, of course, and then back down into northwest and west Indiana, the bulk of the wind reports there. But the strongest wind that I saw from the whole shebang was the 96 mile per hour gust that you're talking about, Ryan, there in Jackson. Bethany, hello to you. Give us some good news for Wednesday. Wish I had some, but it looks like we're under the gun again. Brad, hello to you. And Clifford is here from Pawpaw. Thanks for checking in. All right, let me move my screen up here. See if I hit the right one. I always do that the wrong way. There we go. So the tornado count is up to 4. So let me go through that, what we've got right now while some folks are getting in here. About almost to 200 people now in the room. So first report was 4:52 in the afternoon. Edwardsburg, they're in southern Cass County, right close to the Michigan-Indiana line. Now a confirmed EF1 tornado there with 100 mile per hour winds, traveling about 2 miles, 100 yards wide. About 2 miles, traveled about 2 miles and about 100 yards wide. That was at 4:52. So note the timestamps here at 4:52. Thank you very much there, Graham. Good evening to you in Battle Creek. Represent. Thanks for the thanks, Kara. Appreciate it. Tammy, hello to you. And Madeline, Chris, always good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And my thoughts and hearts and good wishes out to all those in the big orange trucks. Tell your pals there hello. Chris in the OC, happy Monday night to you. Candace, hello. Appreciate that. Carla, thank you so much. Will did most of the heavy lifting. I was just along for the ride, but thank you for that. Trenton, yeah, we'll see. we'll see if I did see that on the latest Storm Prediction Center update where they talked about there may be some areas within the enhanced area. We'll get to that enhanced area coming up. That there may be some zones within the enhanced area that are going to be bumped up to a level 4, which would be a moderate risk. And that's really getting up in the big leagues there. So Trenton, you're right about that in the weather, in the SPC discussion. However, the question is, will that be our area? Remains to be seen. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. Randy, hello to you. Pine Lake got hammered, still without power. Oh, man. Sorry about that, Randy. Until tomorrow. Fingers crossed for you. Dewajak, huge tree falling down, got crazy. Feel free to put that in on our Chime In page. We've seen a lot of pics from Chime In. We appreciate that very much. Mikey, hello to you. John, we're going to get to the timing of that storm on Wednesday. We're looking at 2 waves. I think 2 batches of storms on Wednesday, I think is what we're looking at. The first one I think is going to be coming through late morning into the early afternoon, from mid to late morning into the early afternoon. That one I don't think is expected to be severe. And then there'll be another one that arrives, I think, mid to late afternoon going into Wednesday night. That one I think is the one that's going to have the most potential. There is a wild card here, and that is how much that late morning, early afternoon thunderstorm activity, if it materializes, stabilizes the atmosphere. And as a result, it's so stable that even when this next round that comes through, maybe it's not as strong because it's not dealing with as much instability in the atmosphere. I'm crossing my fingers that happens. Jeanette, Bellevue, power's still out. So sorry about that. And Eaton County got hit hard. No power in Springfield, BC area, got hit hard. Robert, thanks for that report. Michael in Houston, thanks for checking in the land of the Cougars, at least in the Final Four talk, right? Rose, thank you very much. Hope you're doing all right. Rachel, hello. In for Sturgis, got hit hard last night. I bet Eli's happy about that. Chris, hello to little Eli. Vicky, no power in Waddles Park. Again, Battle Creek area, checking in. Vicky, thank you. I hope your power comes on pretty soon here. John, hello to you in Manistee. Missed the tornadoes and the ice. We've got 2 inches of rain. Wow. If you missed the severe storms and you missed the ice, then you were golden there in Manistee. You were right on the edge of that. Thanks, Keith and Melissa. We need the rain. We don't need the storms, right? Hello, Holland. Maddie in the house. 200 plus hours of overtime. You're driving a Rolls now there, Chris, right? Just kidding. Andrew, thanks for the thanks. I appreciate that. Nick, hello to you. Tracy in Three Rivers, thank you so much. And Jesse from the Berg. All right, tornado count at 4. I went over those. Big chill. It's already out there right now, and it's going to continue overnight. It's going to be quite cold. We're looking at overnight lows in the mid-20s. Then we move on past Tuesday. Tuesday's weather, nothing going on here. Weather alert day for Wednesday. That's when we're looking at a stormy day. Let's get right to it. Again, weather alert day is for Wednesday, primarily Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. We're going to be able to give you a little bit more clarity, I think, on the timing window, like we were able to do for Sunday too. Right now, it just looks like from mid-Wednesday afternoon, maybe late Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night. Stay with us on that. We'll work out the kinks on the timing of that and give you a little bit better clarity there. But a weather alert day, we're declaring that for possible severe storms on Wednesday. What does that mean? That means go ahead and put the bug in your ear. Go ahead and put it in your mind here that on Wednesday, especially afternoon and Wednesday night, that there could be strong to severe storms. And so a good idea to take care of whatever business you need to take care of before that, so you don't find yourself out there trying to do that whenever we have those storms. That's not safe. Rob, hello to you. Comstock, ugly this morning. You bet. Trees, power lines down. Callie, hello to you in Pawpaw. Let's see. Lorelei, hello to you. And Phyllis in Bangor, thanks for representing. Heart of Van Buren County there. Colin in the house. Oh, Kathy. Got slammed there in Colin. Jerry, good evening to you. Thanks for the thanks. Appreciate that. And Corey, all is well here. Interesting weather lately, to be sure. Right now, we're looking at the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. Risk level 3, that's where we have the orange. I'm going to stretch this out, and you'll see that it goes all the way back down through Indiana, Illinois, Western Ohio, much of Kentucky. Goes all the way back down into Arkansas, Tennessee, central Western Tennessee. So remember, when you hear the Storm Prediction Center saying that there could be some areas within our enhanced risk area, level 3 of 5, that might get an upgrade to a moderate, which would be a level 4. That could be anywhere in that orange zone. So That's what they're looking at. We'll keep you up to speed on that as soon as we hear from it, for sure. But that's that severe weather outlook that extends from our area all the way back down into the mid and southern Mississippi Valley. So what are we looking at here for potential impacts? Well, strong wind threat is very high. Get this. Forecast models show that at the 500 millibar level, which we're talking about 15, 17, 18,000 feet, that winds will be howling out of the southwest at about 100 plus knots, which would put it at about 110, 120 miles per hour. Even at the 850 millibar level, which we're talking there about 5-ish thousand feet, 4,000 to 5,000 feet, we're talking about winds there in excess of 50, 55 miles per hour or knots, which would put it up around 60 miles per hour. So there's plenty of wind. One of the ingredients that we need for severe weather is, let's just say, for lack of a better term, an active atmosphere, meaning a lot of wind as you work your way up, a lot of wind aloft. That helps to create and sustain and accentuate instability. And instability is a key parameter. What is that? That's the lift in the atmosphere. So there's going to be plenty of that going on. We do have plenty of moisture going on. Get this. I'm missing some comments here. I apologize, but I'm doing some weather geek talk here. Our dew points are going to be going from the mid-teens, low 20s late tomorrow afternoon to the low 60s by Wednesday evening. And the temperatures are going to be moving up, not that much, of course, that's 40 degrees, but our air temperatures are going to be racing up as well. We're going to be, I guess you could say, we're going to be going from a morning low tomorrow in the mid-20s up to a temperature in the mid-60s by the time we get to Wednesday evening. So a huge and rapid warm-up and a huge surge push of moisture. That's modeled there. And so that combined with our winds aloft, which are powerful, combined with our lifting mechanism. That's a cold front. What's going to get that air starting to move up? Well, we have a pretty potent cold front that's going to be pushing in, much like the scenario we had last night into this morning. And that's what's going to start that atmosphere exploding, if you will, or igniting, if you will. And so that's when we're going to have those problems. So our potential impact's pretty high on the strong wind scale. Could be some large hail. Unlike Sunday night storm, which blew through so fast, it was only around for 2 to 3 hours. It was a big punch, but it didn't last long. So not really enough time to give us some flooding rain, but it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a longer lasting event. We're going to have more opportunities for thunderstorms to develop and run over the same areas. And so there is a little bit more of a threat for some flooding, something else we'll keep an eye on as we get closer to the event. And on the table too, the potential for tornadoes, as there will be some shear in the atmosphere, some shear going on in the atmosphere. So we'll keep an eye on all of those things there, on all of those things. Like I said, I apologize for missing some comments there, but I wanted to get into that. Flowerfield area, Teresa got hit pretty hard there in Flowerfield. I know that. Return the belt. Hello to you, Gail, in Battle Creek. Wednesday, WIND. I like that. I might have to steal that one. Hail hitting your house there in Jackson, Ryan. It was pretty rough there. You're right, Nick. That's the point here. That's the point here. Is the time to be thinking about preparations is now, right? And certainly during the day tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a nice day. But then Wednesday, especially Wednesday afternoon and evenings, when things will change. All right, let's go hour by hour, and I'll break it down for you. We start off at 6 o'clock. Okay, start off at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, because tomorrow's weather, fine. Cold in the morning, especially, of course, mid-20s. That's our typical high this time, or our typical low this time of year, I believe is in the low 30s. Typical low this time of year is 32. Typical high this time of year is 53. I think we're going to be, we'll be in the mid-40s, I think. So we'll be a little shy of that. So it's going to be a chilly day tomorrow, but very quiet. Lots of sunshine in the morning. And then in the evening, that's when I think we're going to start to change things up just a little bit. Looks like I have to do some, looks like I'm going to have to do some gardening here, which is something I'd rather not really be doing in the midst of, what I consider to be very serious information we're trying to get out here. But obviously there's a bot in the house. There we go. Try to get rid of that. Martha, hello to you and good night. Yeah, there you go, Chris. I just saw that. Scott, hello to you in Three Rivers. Got hit hard. Casey, you're right. You're right. Warmer temperatures, Joanne, but that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is that when we get the warmer air, of course, that helps to set the table for some of these storms. Bethany, yes, that wind shear, high velocity wind in the upper atmosphere. For example, when you've got, let's say, 100-mile-per-hour winds here, you got 50-mile-per-hour winds here, especially when there might be a little bit of a change in direction between the two. But you're creating that shear that's going on, and that will spawn and help to sustain the supercell thunderstorms. Thanks, Mikey. I appreciate that. Cheryl, hello to you. And Bethany, thanks for that. Well, I'm going to have to not only delete the comments here, I'm going to have to block that person. There we go. That's like instead of cutting the weed down in the garden, we'll just pull the weed up. So hopefully that means it won't show up again. Pam, hello to you. And Marcellus, Isis, hello to you. Hoping for some nicer weather. All right, so let's go back to the hour by hour. I apologize. I sort of got distracted there. All right, so we got the hour by hour starting tomorrow evening because the weather tomorrow is good. But look at what happens here late tomorrow night. That's right. The moisture that's running out ahead of the system, and I mean hundreds of miles out ahead of the system, is going to intersect with some of the colder air that's still going to be in place tomorrow evening before the warm-up really starts to take hold. So picture this. We have cold air in place tomorrow, cold air in place tomorrow evening. Here comes the moisture coming in from the southwest. It's going to interact with the cold air still in place and give us what you see on the map there, and that is a wintry mix of rain and snow. Now, coming in behind it, sort of racing in behind it, is going to be warmer air at the surface and the lower levels, and you see that's what's going to change everything to mainly rain by 6 a.m. Notice our temperatures are up to the mid-30s and even upper 30s by 6 a.m. Now, north of I-96, looking at you, Fremont, looking at you, Pentwater, Ludington, Big Rapids, could see a little period of freezing rain there. So that's something to keep in mind. Boy, it's the last thing anybody up north needs, right, is ice. Now let's go from 6 a.m. to noon, and you'll see two things. One, boy, the rain really starts to pick up with some thunderstorms. Also notice our temperatures are warming up. Even still, well, I mean, we're still only in the upper 30s to low to mid 40s, but look at the difference between, say, GR and Kalamazoo and Three Rivers and even Niles. So we're starting to see that warm air move in. Now let's move from noon until 3 p.m. Now we're really getting that push of warm air. 62 in Niles and only 41 in Fremont. Why is that? We got that warm front that's arcing through. That's going to be triggering some of those showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be on the stronger side by 3 o'clock. Now our model here shows things getting a little bit quieter. This is where I'm thinking the model's getting a little sketchy on us. But look at our temperatures racing up into the 60s. And then I think that we have a chance for seeing some more thunderstorms developing tomorrow night. And that would be 48 hours from right now. We still got a little bit of time to fine tune that. So I ask that you stay with us on that so that we can continue to keep you up to speed on that as well. Boy, that person is back. I don't know how. Let's see if we can try this again. I'll block it again. There we go. All right. So hopefully we don't see it anymore. Sorry about that. I agree with you there, Julie. Hopefully no 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Hey, let me check this in too. Yeah, Timmy, it does look nasty again, for sure. Okay, so do I think that Kalamazoo will lose power? It's possible. 80-mile-an-hour winds, we're going to have to wait and see. I think the potential is there for some very strong winds. This gives me also an opportunity to talk about the 3 types of severe thunderstorm warnings that are now being issued by the National Weather Service, because we got to experience all 3 of them yesterday, right? All 3 of them we got to experience yesterday. The first one is your base level severe thunderstorm warning. And that one we're all familiar with. That one is for wind gusts 60 miles per hour. We'll just call that your basic one. The next level up is one for considerable damage. So a severe thunderstorm warning that has a considerable damage tag. That's a 70 mile per hour gust, okay? Then the top one now is the severe thunderstorm warning that has the destructive tag on it. That one is enough, by the way, to trigger an alert on your phone. Wireless emergency activation. In fact, I'm trying to hold this up. Oh, look at that. Well, I got the chroma key on here, so it won't show up. Well, anyway, you got that on your device last night. Came out, I think, right around the neighborhood of 5 o'clock or so. A destructive severe thunderstorm warning. That's for wind gusts of 80 miles per hour. And that was issued in three different, I think, at least 2 or 3 different situations last night by GR, and I think a couple of times out of IWX Northern Indiana as well. Could we see that tomorrow? I think that we could. Right now, our winds are pretty calm out of the north. They've been a little bit gusty at times today, but they're out of the north at about 10, and that's what's bringing in the cooler air. I'm moving off the storm coverage here and getting to our temperatures right now. We're in the 30s. Look how much colder it is right now than it was at this time yesterday. Kalamazoo down 24, Sturgis down 25, Battle Creek, Marshall, Charlotte, Grand Rapids, Big Rapids, all around 20 to 25 down from where we were yesterday. That's the cold air moving in. All right, let's talk 7-day. Tomorrow, good weather, fine weather, chilly, especially in the morning. Good weather, though. By late tomorrow night and certainly overnight, we're going to see a little rain snow mix. I don't think it's going to be problematic. And by the time you're up and at 'em Wednesday morning, if you get up at 5, 6, 7 and hitting the road then, it's just going to be a chilly rain. I don't expect the roads to be a problem for our Wednesday morning commuters. Wednesday, late morning, early afternoon, I think we're going to see some thunderstorms. Don't think those will be severe, but we will keep an eye on those. Another wave, another round moving through sometime later Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night. That's why we have the weather alert day. Those could be strong and maybe even severe. Again, we're at a risk level 3 of 5, an enhanced risk for severe weather. That from the Storm Prediction Center. I'm going to see right here really quickly when they are going to issue their next convective outlook update so that I can see. Let's see here. The next one is coming out very soon. Let's see, by 7:30 No, it's not. It's coming out at about 2:30 in the morning, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So we won't get another update until then. And I know the question there, some have seen, you've no doubt read the discussion from the Storm Prediction Center that says that there may be an upgrade. I'm trying to look for the wording here. That there may be an upgrade for some areas. Let me read this here. I can find it right here. Let's see. Well, I'm not finding it here right now. But they did mention that there may be some areas within the enhanced risk that might get an upgrade up to level 4 or 5 moderate. We'll keep an eye on that. And so hopefully that won't be us. But even if it is, whether it is or whether it's not, we're looking at the potential for severe weather on Wednesday, especially Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. That's why we have the weather alert day. Coming in behind it, I think the weather does get a little bit nicer with some sunshine. Seasonable temperatures. You see our average high 53. We're going to be in the ballpark. But I do think we're going to see some more chilly air coming in for the latter part of the weekend and into early next week. It's going to be disappointing for the first weekend of April, right? The first weekend of April, first full weekend of April. And so what we're looking at there, the 5th and the 6th, right? It's going to be chilly. Well, it's going to be chilly. And let's see, April 7th into April 8th. Oh, that's Monday and Tuesday of next week. It's going to be cold. You see what we got going on there. A high maybe next Monday of only 40. Oh. So it looks like spring is off to a slow start as far as the temperatures go, right? But not as far as the storms go. Not as far as the storms go. Well, this year, David, I think so. In my opinion, I'll tell you, just anecdotal. There's no science to this. I just feel like the storm season, is either intense in the early part from March through April and then ending by mid-May, and then it's quiet. Sort of like we get it done early. What was the old Fram for you boomers? The Fram oil filter commercial. You can pay me now or you can pay me later. So I feel like right now we're paying for it. And then, so that by the time we get to early to mid-May, we start to get more entrenched into a warmer pattern, and then things go quiet. I feel like anecdotally that sometimes it's quieter in the early part of the season, and we get it more towards, say, Memorial Day and into June. That, again, there's no science to that. That's just what I sort of feel. I will. Wouldn't you know it? Although Saturday, let me tell you something, David, a 40-degree run camp run, I'll take it. No, I don't. Julie, I do not. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I really don't. Sarah, in like a lion and out like a lamb, I guess. Well, or you could say March went out like a lion, right? March, I think, going out like a lion. Share, your kids are going to think I'm moving with them. Well, that's very nice. Share, you have a place to go, for sure. For sure. Cindy, thanks for the thanks. Kathy, I hope my feelings are correct too, although I hope we don't get slammed too hard here coming up Wednesday. But I will say this. Let me say this real quick. After our Wednesday storms, looking ahead here, even out farther than I typically like to go, as you know, it does look like we're going to be chilly for next week, at least the first couple of days next week. But I will tell you this, it looks quiet as far as storms go. I'll take that. I've had enough already. Greg, spring is waiting right now. Spring is waiting. Maybe spring is waiting for the storms. I agree with you, David, there. I'll take that. Spring is waiting for the storms maybe to get out. Thanks, by the way, for your pics too, Greg. And all of you for contributing the pictures that are safe to take and send to us. Don't forget, chime in with those. We appreciate it. And by the way, got a little time, go to our chime in gallery and you'll be amazed at some of the photos that maybe you and certainly your neighbors sent our way to help document the storm damage. Pretty crazy. Hello to you, Karen. Thanks very much. And Mikey, thanks for the thanks. John, hope we're getting it over with so the rest of the spring's gone. I'll tell you what, I'll take it right now. It's almost like, go ahead and give me the shot in the arm so that we can get this done, right? But of course, I don't like certainly don't like the damage that comes along with this as well. Wednesday, it's iffy right now, Renee. I think the main threat's going to be from strong wind. But again, those storms that roared through here yesterday, now we have 4 confirmed tornadoes. And so typical of us here in West Michigan. And that is they're relatively weak, EF0, EF1. They're not very big and they're not on the ground for very long. But if it's your roof that's coming off or your barn that's being torn down, that's enough. But this was definitely, in my opinion, characteristic of these little spin-up tornadoes that are going on along the leading edge of that powerful, predominantly straight line wind event. That's got West Michigan storm written all over it, in my opinion. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to check out here. I got 9:34 on the clock. That means in 26 minutes I'll be live on ARC West Michigan and live in an hour 26 on the Mothership News Channel 3. Hope you can join me on one of those. If not, don't forget, I'm on Facebook. Give me a like. It's WWMT's Keith Thompson. I'm on YouTube, Threads, Instagram, and Twitter. The @ Weatherman Keith, all lowercase, all one word. Jeff is back here in the saddle tomorrow morning. Jeff, Will, and Colin are all over our social media profiles as well. Check them out. Jeff is back here tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m. with live updates through 9. He's got you again at noon. I'll pick you back up at 5, 5:30, and 6. Don't forget our website, WWMT.com/weather, and also free download on our weather app. Free download on our weather app. If you had it last night, it was active, and I hope you found it very useful. I do. And so I hope you do. And if you don't, like I said, you get rid of it, you're not out any money at all. So thanks very much. I appreciate it, everybody. I know I missed a lot of comments here. I hate doing that, but thank you for being here. Thank you for those who are commenting, for your wishes and for your thoughts, and for also the updates that you have and just letting me know that you're here. It means a lot. Let's get some good rest and enjoy our quiet day tomorrow so that we can gear up for Wednesday. Be thinking about what you're going to do if severe weather happens on Wednesday. We'll certainly keep you up to speed. Good night, everybody. I'll see you again soon.